All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Today, we talking about the playoffs. Straight up. That's the tease.
Finally.
One thing.
The real playoffs.
We're here. The shit that counts, the shit that matters, the shit that goes down in
Right.
history. The NFL playoffs are in full swing, and we're in the divisional round. I am here with my guy, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the multi-time flag football champion, Daniel. What is up, man?
What's up, hey, big weekend, big weekend.
Oh,
A lot
yeah.
of for everything, for a lot of things. Chiefs back on the field,
Mm-hmm.
fully healthy. All the 53 man roster practice. That
Oh,
should be
yeah.
scary for everybody.
You would think.
So look out on that. Shout out to everybody in Kansas City. We got Worlds this weekend, so tune in. If you can. I'm sure there's lives out there on Facebook. I'll probably be posting some. The KC Metro flag football I'll probably be posting some. So check. It's gonna be in the Olympics. So if y'all want to get in tune with the flag right now, you might as well go ahead and start
Start
tapping in
getting in
now,
now,
because
yeah.
I don't want nobody watching in 2028 and be like, I don't get it. You got time. Go.
You got time to get it, motherfucker.
Like,
And it ain't that
you're
difficult to
right. You got.
understand.
Yeah, it's different. It's nuances to the game than football, but it won't be hard to understand
Nah.
if you start watching now. This is probably the best event because you're gonna have all the people from Team USA is gonna be out there. I'm actually gonna be playing against them on Saturday, so if you really can tune into those games because I'm playing against I'm playing in pro 5 man pro, which is gonna be in the Olympics. That's the format they take into the Olympics. So that's the
Ah.
one I'm playing in. Uh, so tune in. Everybody gonna be out there. I think like 30 teams from out the country gonna be out there. Uh,
You playing
so
against
if you
the
can,
elite.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to add
you
that to
don't
the
do that
intro.
intro for
Yeah.
nothing.
The elitist of the elite. I have to add an extra multi in there. Shit.
Yeah. So and then if I'm not mistaken, rumor it's not a rumor. I think it is happening Saturday for the pro division. The teams that make it to the semis and the finals play on the CBS Sports Network. So if you got
Hey, I got Paramount
so
now.
So yeah, if you got Paramount, YouTube TV, anything, even if my team don't make it, if we make it, still tune in
Of course, of
100%.
course.
But
Check it out.
if we don't make it, still check it out because that's big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said before, you get the nuance of the game, you understand, and you seeing that some of the top players in the world play flag.
Nice, nice. Everybody
So
go
there you
tap
go.
in. Uh, what time? What time in the day is it?
Uh, so that would be set. The 5 man pro starts Saturday morning. So the championship would probably be somewhere around semis and championships somewhere around 11, 12. I know more when we get there. I know the
Bet,
first
bet.
game started at 8.
Well, if
So
you're watching this on YouTube, we'll figure it out. I'll Google some shit and try to. I'll put it in the description
but
somewhere here.
you could go on Facebook and follow USA Flag. You can follow KC Metro Flag Football. A lot of those players are going to be out there and going to be posting. There's going to be a lot of live videos from hundreds of games that's going to be out there. So
That's
just
dope.
tune in.
That's dope. Well, let's go back and get into the NFL with the pads, the hits.
Right. The millionaires.
Man, yeah, boy. Hey, one day, flag. Hey, it could be up there. It's
It
taking
won't
over.
be. I will be a part of that group
Yeah,
with the same with the NIL group. If they did this when I was younger,
boy. If my knees still work,
45 trying to play quarterback.
boy, yeah. It might be. Just a little. You gotta just make sure your hips is loose. That's it. Keep your hips loose at old age. You can still rock.
Or good concepts.
That too. Be the old
Yeah,
man coach, but you ain't even old. All right. Let's just start with bad. Let's start worse first. We're gonna go over some of the games last week. Chargers Texans, man.
we called it though.
What was that though? That was bad
We
though,
called
man.
what? Yeah, but we said that.
True.
Like it was like we said it was gonna be low. I forget the score. What was the score again with that
I
game?
think the Texans ended up scoring 30, but it wasn't
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
30
but
though.
it wasn't like a 30 where the offense was humming. It was more,
Hell no.
we gave y'all 4 picks 30, and we starting on our side of the field 30.
It
Like,
was 32-12.
right. So,
So let's
and then
go
it
ahead.
was still, it was still like Chargers still had ample amount of opportunities to win that game too.
Yeah, it was six
So,
ten going into half. Just to point that out, by the way, they scored 22 points in the second half. Like that's ridiculous. So
yeah,
it was a bad
that's
performance from both quarterbacks. Like it was embarrassing. Honestly, watching it felt embarrassing.
yeah. And Justin Herbert is who we always said he was. Like he's just that a guy. Like and we've always compared him to like quarterbacks that played with the Chargers because uh they said on first thing first, and I was like, man, we said the same thing. It's like the Chargers quarterbacks is always good enough to get them to the playoffs, but they
Mm-hmm.
can't get them over that hump. They always have like if he I don't know like Philip Rivers, he was in that era with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and all them. It's just like they always had like the second tier quarterback. He was good, but he wasn't like in that next tier. And that's exactly who Justin Herbert is.
Yeah.
Like, will he make it to the AFC Championship sometime in his career? I feel like he will. Will he win it? I don't know. But I feel like he's good enough to make it to at least that game. But
Can we
I
do
don't.
a quick would you rather real fast with Justin Herbert?
Yeah, real quick.
All right. Obviously Mahomes, Allen, Lamar,
Mm,
Burrow, no.
Burrow. No, right.
Uh,
That's it.
but
So
see,
when you get to
but that's what the problem. My problem with Justin Herbert is like, is he a fucking top 5 quarterback still? He's for sure top 10 because the next is what Jordan Love, Stafford, Stroud, Goff. That's 9. So
mm,
there's
right.
no way he's escaping. You're putting him anywhere. Like he has to go right there at a minimum. You know what I mean?
Right, but it's just like, the thing about would you rather is just like
Oh, but my would you
now
rather
you
was a little
talking.
different. My would you rather was okay. So it started Jalen Hurts. Would you rather have Justin Herbert or Jalen Hurts?
I,
See,
it's bro, and that's what's sad about it because Jalen Hurts is actually, I mean, he made, but Jalen Hurts, if Jalen Hurts was in the AFC, he would have probably the same playoff record as Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has to go through a gauntlet.
yeah, no
He,
shit.
Hurts ain't went through a gauntlet like the AFC.
But still, the playoff
So,
gauntlet. It's not a gauntlet in the playoffs. He played the Jags and the Texans. Not a and a Texans team that has been basically just falling off.
well, it's a gauntlet period when you got to play Pat Mahomes twice
I mean,
in a
that's a good
year,
point. That's a good point.
and then and so then you start with that, and then the AFC because the Ravens and then the Bengals and the Bills, like you're going to get one of those teams, and it's just like
So then the other
I don't.
would you rather have
It's harder for AFC quarterbacks on Justin Herbert's level to get where they need to get, even if they
true?
are good.
What
It's gonna be hard for Stroud, and
it's gonna be
he's gonna
rough.
be good like in his career. Like look at Jaden Daniels in the NFC first
Yeah.
year. Look what he's doing. Like
Can you get past
look
3
the N
quarterbacks that are better than him in the NFC? Stafford,
oh
Hurts,
better than
and then who's the next? Who's third? Is it him already? Is it?
yeah, right.
That's
That's what we
crazy.
saying. Like because look at the NFC playoffs. Who was there? Baker, Sam Darnold, Goff. Them three, they was all written off
Yeah.
with that. They came back. Then you had Matthew Stafford. Oh, Matthew Stafford's older. Uh, Rookie. And then Hurts. Well,
Hmm.
it's just like what
That was my other. Would you rather Stafford? Would you rather have Stafford or Herbert right now?
I would rather have Stafford right now, but obviously longevity right now, I would take Hurts only because he's younger.
So he's just in such a weird spot. Like I guess the real thing is like when I posed the question in the notes and stuff of like, is this who Herbert really is? It's more like, are you the guy that you Phillip Rivers? You're gonna put up crazy numbers in the regular
Right.
season and then get to the postseason and you can't compete. Is the gap between those top guys and then Herbert being the
Yes.
next guy that far where he just
It was that
complete choke
far when we
artist?
was younger.
That's so crazy to me though.
Like,
Like
just
you're
think
right
back
though.
at it.
You're
The
right.
gaps between the
Like
greats
Drew
and
Brees,
then
Brady,
the real
Manning.
good.
Yeah,
There's a gap between I'm going to be in my Ring of Fame for my team and the Hall of Fame.
that's
Like
true.
that's a big gap.
Yeah,
Like there's players that's in Ring of Fames but not in Hall of Fames.
that's true. It's just funny to think like now that I think about it, no, like you're right. Like Breeze, Brady, Manning, Rodgers, and then Phillip Rivers, Big Ben, Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck. Kind of like the next
But
tier is like
Russell Wilson will probably end up in the Hall of Fame.
yeah, for sure. But like, there's
Yeah.
I feel like there's a big gap between Aaron Rodgers at the bottom of that top four and Russell Wilson.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I
Well,
mean?
yeah.
That's what like. So if Russell Wilson is the top of the second group, like it's still a long gap between those four
Right.
from back then and him. It's just
Yeah.
weird to think like
And
Justin
that's how
Herbert
it
can be
is
that
here.
good. Yeah, it's just funny to think he can be that good and also just be stuck as well. He's really good, but when he gets to the playoffs, he might go 14 for 32 and have 4 interceptions and what 2 pick sixes? Was it 2?
Yeah.
God, but yeah, this
But
game was.
the gap is that.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was about to say the gap is that big with this era too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is like it just doesn't seem right. Like watching Justin Herbert in the regular season, you just go like, that's a guy that's right there. He should be right there with those guys, and then he's just not. And I don't think the Texans' defense is that good where they just made him look embarrassing like that. Like
Right.
there's
Yeah.
no.
No.
It's just he literally just fell apart. Like, are you just that guy? Like when it comes down to crunch time, playoffs, you're just gonna just fall apart. It's sad. It just that game was so embarrassing to watch just because I think we was texting it, he went it was a stretch where he was what 0 for 8 coming out the half
Yeah.
and then threw a pick, just
Yeah.
a horrific
It was. It
interception.
was. It was boring to watch. To
Oh,
be
all the
perfectly
whole
honest, it's
weekend
just
was
like
boring to watch.
I'm like, what? I'm like, what are we doing? Like, and then it's like, okay, maybe the next game is gonna be good.
No.
No, it's like, does anybody want to play a good game? Like, Washington and Bucks, the only good game.
And even that is debatable. Like you could even debate that. It was 20 they scored 20 apiece.
Right,
So
20,
it wasn't like there
23.
was a lot of scoring, they just kind of was getting stops. But the other question I have for this game, well, no, I guess it's not a question. Texans still look. They put up 32 points, but it was not like, whoa, wow, look at the Texans showing up and spanking the Chargers. It was, no, the Chargers
Right.
felt, Justin Herbert specifically, fell apart so badly, he made them score 30 points. They didn't want to score 30 points.
Right.
They This was a
Yeah.
game that should have been, what, 16-18 or some weird score where they barely did anything, but Justin Herbert was like, no, here, please score 30 on us. Go ahead.
Right.
We can't do nothing else. We can't run the ball. And they were just forced to throw it. And I'm just going to throw it away. Fuck it. But it's just, and he went into the season, what? Didn't he have the best touchdown to interception
Yeah,
ratio
like
this
20
season?
something. He threw more picks in that game than he did in the season.
Yep, 23-3. He threw 4 with 2. He almost threw as many pick sixes as he did interceptions the whole year. But this is what happens, and that's what I wanted to bring up. This is what happens when you put your quarterback on a leash like that all season. Hey, we're going to run the ball 35, 40 times. You're going to throw the ball maybe 25 times a game at the most if we're in a pinch. And then when you get into a game like this in the playoffs where the pressure is real, everything's
And he has
unleashed,
to throw.
and you are forced to throw. This is what happens.
But he should be used to it throwing. But he's not throwing to the same people. That's the difference.
But no, he's not getting as many reps. Every other quarterback's throwing 35 times a game, and he's throwing 20. There was
Well,
some games where
except
he was throwing under
well,
20.
and the thing about it is, you throwing 25 or less, then you better be able to run. That's
Yep.
why Jalen Hurts and Lamar can get away with it.
Because you have superstar
And the thing
running
about it
backs.
is, he had 0 rushing yards when he led the league in yards per rush.
To me that was the craziest thing to watch of how many times he like double clutched the ball and then didn't run. Who was they playing? I think they played the Ravens in a night game, and he had what like 100 rushing yards, and that's what I thought we were gonna see. That's why I thought maybe there's a chance they win, just because hey, he's just gonna first read's not there. I'm just gonna they're in man. I'm just gonna run for 20 yards. He's had games like
I'm
that.
confused on why the coach didn't tell him to start running.
You would think at some point. Cincinnati, I guess is the game because that's the one where he has the most 65 yards on 5 attempts, and they won the game. Like
Yeah,
there
which
you go.
means he was like, nobody's open, got to go get it.
And I remember a lot of those runs were, hey, it's 3rd and 9, and nobody's open. Guess what I'm gonna do? Just whoop,
Right,
take off. Should have did that some more.
12 yards.
It's sad that also in this game, there's nothing to say about C.J. Stroud. That offensive,
Like we
their
didn't even
offensive
mention
line
him.
is so bad.
He, well, yeah, and he did exactly what we say he
Run
does.
to the right,
Bro, look, Nico for the dig.
scramble right, and then just chuck that bitch to Nico. Nico's down. He's somewhere. He ran a route. He's somewhere on the
Yeah,
field.
he's running the same. He's gonna run a dig on the right.
Yep.
Then 5 plays later, he's gonna run the same exact dig, but it's gonna be on the left.
That shit is so crazy. There was some times where the Texans would snap the ball and the pocket was already collapsed. And I was just like, this is sad. You got old man Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa out there just destroying that line. It was like I felt bad for CJ for some of them where it's like, hey, what do you want him to do? He basically has to just run to the right. The left tackle, the defensive end on the right side is in the
Listen,
backfield on
I
the
hope.
snap.
Listen, I pray and hope that um that line is ready because Spags in the playoffs.
They not even have to blitz. Any blitz, they're getting killed. That line is getting killed.
Spags is going to blitz. He don't give a shit.
They're not
Even
picking
if
up
they don't have
nothing.
to blitz, guess what? He's going to blitz. It's going to be somebody. It's just okay. I mean, yeah, I don't like to look ahead, so yeah, I think it's going to be. I don't know.
But
I don't know
we'll
what
get
it.
to
I
that
want us
game.
to
We'll get to that
win.
game in a second.
Yeah.
But the Texans, they got a rough path coming up, man. Yeah, just keep running to the right and find Nico. That's the best.
Yeah,
That's what y'all got.
somehow he's open on dig routes right at the
Yeah,
sideline.
you got to figure that one out. Just make it happen. Ravens, Steelers, another snooze fest. Lamar came out the gate and ran it 8 straight times. I think it was a 6 straight
They
time.
ran yeah, and that drive was 12 plays all runs.
That was crazy. I started getting worried for him a little bit after like the 4th one, where I was like, hey, we're just gonna let Lamar get hit this often, this early, and just hope everything works out. But it did, because they beat the dog shit out of the Steelers. I don't even what's the score. That was around the same thing, 30-10,
20 something
28-14.
no, it was like 20. Yeah.
It felt much worse than a 28-14 game.
Yeah, because the offense was incompetent for the Steelers.
Yeah, it was.
Literally, they was when you did stop, like they had chances to be in that game too.
I
Like
I don't understand why they went to Russ. I mean, like, he went what 4-1, and then they lost every game after that. And they still were like, nope, no Justin Fields. Even though we were winning games with Justin Fields, we're just gonna stick with Russ. And then he got into the playoffs and just was like, yeah, guess what, guys? It's not getting better. It's the same. I'm gonna keep doing the same thing where I literally can't read the middle of the field. I'm gonna just throw it to the outside or just scramble around to the outside. Which he still
or
has
just
that. I'll give him that. He still somehow he has great. He can maneuver in the pocket very well, but like that doesn't mean
right.
anything if you can't make anything happen
You're
out of
not
that.
throwing the
Yeah,
ball.
throw the fucking ball. Get rid of the ball.
Man did not, bro. We was texting during this game too.
Yeah,
Man looked like he could not read a defense. I'm like,
none.
bro, what are we looking at?
I he's
Uh,
It's so crazy to think like you can really be too small to play quarterback, and then it's like you're also too old to get around some of these like top tier defensive players. So then you're just out there like, I hope I can make it to the sideline, or I hope I can make it out of the pocket to see what's going on, and just chuck something up to Pickens and just hope that he catches it. Pickens is their whole offense.
That is,
If they can't run,
yeah, and they still don't throw it to him that much.
now he had 5 targets, 5 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown. It's like, I can't throw you the ball. You have basically, hey, just go. Every route, the only time I'm ever going to throw it to you is if you're on a go route. That's it. That's all I got.
Or if you man.
That's it. Maybe not even that. If you're running over the middle, you're not getting the ball. If I was George Pickens, I'd be so mad. If we're not going to throw the ball, just put the guy in that can run. What are we doing? Let's run. They running a read option down our throat. Let's just bring. Justin Fields could not have been worse down the stretch than Russell Wilson. You're not paying him. So what was the purpose of having him, keeping him in? Why?
So you're a Justin Fields guy.
No, that's the crazy part.
Now, everybody now look he trying to fight for Justin Fields when I was the Justin Fields guy.
No, the craziest part, I still don't think Justin Fields is great or a good
He
quarterback.
could have did better.
But he would have did better.
I think they compete more with the Ravens.
That's my thing is, do I think he would have had a better passing game than Russell Wilson? Maybe, probably not. But you can't tell me you didn't have a better chance at winning with you. You had a better chance at winning with Justin Fields out there at that point. Once you see Russ can't do anything, and they're just like, hey, we're just gonna empty out the middle of the field and just, you can have whatever you want here.
They should have seen it when the first play they brought Justin Fields out there. They did a read option, and it was on 3rd down, and the dude got like 3 yards past the 1st down. They should have seen right there. It was like, oh, Baltimore is going to respect his legs a lot, which is going to open up the run game. We can start running, and then that's going to open up the pass game. Like, they're not scared of Russell Wilson.
No, yeah.
They know Najee Harris is not like that.
Nope.
He needs a quarterback that can run next to him so he can open up a little bit. Najee Harris most likely needs a dynamic quarterback next to him or a real good passing game.
Yeah.
Because he's not that good to where we line up. I know he's running,
I can just
but
hand
he
it
still
off.
can get these yards.
Nope.
No.
Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I also want to see. Oh, how many did he have? Any receptions? Yeah, 3 for. I was just thinking that. I think Najee Harris is at this point is almost better. Hey, just run out to the flat and we'll throw it to you out there 1-on-1. And I feel like he's in a much better position.
The only reason why he had 3 catches in the flats is because Russell Wilson's dying in the pocket, running around trying to front the foot, and he's like, "Oh, there he is."
But I just feel like at this point, watching Najee Harris with just, I don't think I've ever seen a running back that I didn't think was bad with less like burst. You know what I mean? Like I'm not laying down where he's waiting around for the gap. He has no takeoff speed. Like, it's so weird.
I don't think I've seen a running back. What's crazy is I think they do better with a Justin Fields, Jalen Warren dynamic in the backfield rather than Russell and Najee.
And scare, hey, we're going to put pressure on the outside, like running outside zone, read option, and just scare you and turn that into some play action plays with Pickens. But yeah, like, no, because Najee Harris, what is he? Okay, he can get 2.5 yards. I know for sure. But doing that over and over is not going to do nothing for you.
That's because he's big and his ass is going to fall over.
6'3". Like, he's big as hell. What is he? He's 6'1", 240.
I don't know.
Like, yeah, he can fall forward and get you 2.5 yards, which is basically what he does every play. Unless he's on the perimeter, 1-on-1 with the corner, and then that's where, hey, I can get you, I can break a tackle, get 6, 7. It's kind of like Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt this year is a perfect example. Right. Running up the middle, it's hit and miss, right? But if we just, check down to the flat, that's when you see him shine a little more and wake up. But, like, that's not working. Your whole offense ain't working.
Yeah.
So, like...
but we smart enough to be like, oh, we also got Pacheco who can. So we make sure they don't... I don't understand why not use Jalen Warren, have more of a split backfield rather than Najee's our guy type.
Jalen Warren got 2 carries.
That's stupid.
That's
Like,
crazy.
did y'all not see his stats from last time they played the Ravens? He went the fuck off. He
And
was they leading back.
if you're down 2 or 3 scores going into halftime, I still don't understand the concept of not running the ball at all. Just saying we're just not gonna run it ever. Like at some point you have to look up and say we have to have at least some threat. Even if this puts us in third and long more than we should be, like we have to have the threat of a run. You can't just come out here and drop 8, drop 7, 8 every play, and then we're just like, oh, Russell Wilson will figure out fucking
No,
8
he won't.
dudes
We
dropping
said
into
that's not
zone
just.
coverage. No, he's not. He's not gonna figure it out. He can't see. Please do something different. But let's go to the other side. Lamar. Is this a good sign to you for Lamar's playoff? Whatever weird thing he plays tight, whatever he said, do you think this helps him going
Um,
forward, or is this just like no, this doesn't count? You played a
I,
division rival that you knew you guys were better than, because that's what I think.
I don't for Lamar, Josh Allen, and if Joe Burrow was to get into playoffs any time in his career in a prime, have no business losing in the first round of playoffs.
Fair,
I don't,
yeah.
like that. So it doesn't change nothing to me because
Unless you're
they
playing one of the
they
other
shouldn't
ones,
have.
that's the only way that's
Right, which
acceptable.
is that right. But if you playing, especially a divisional right, I don't care if they had your number or not.
Yeah,
Like a division rival, you definitely the better team. And things they have no business. Josh Allen has no business losing to Bo
no.
Nix and and things like that. So no, so it doesn't change nothing until because the thing about him is big games. That wasn't a big game.
No.
That was week 19.
Basically, yeah, that's
That's
how I look at
like,
it too.
so no, his is the big games. They tend to try to go outside of what they do. But when you start playing better teams, I just don't know running the ball 40 times is gonna win you a game. I
Yeah.
feel like some you're gonna have to play somebody where they're gonna
They ran the
force you
ball
to throw, and you
50
starting
times,
to
by
get,
the way.
huh?
They ran it 50 times.
Oh, I didn't even know the exact number. I just thought it was
Yeah,
40.
it was
It was like
crazy.
they ran a lot, but fit, you're not going to be able. If you run the, we will let the Chiefs, the Bills will let you run 50 times.
Yeah,
They would definitely take it
please.
because you're not going to get. If you run the ball, I don't. It just
I'm with you.
it's weird.
I
The
get it.
Ravens are. It's a weird team. It's a weird team to judge because they do what they do real good.
Yes. Yep.
But when you start playing other good teams, you have to do something else good too
Oh,
because they're going to take away what you
I
do
was
real
just gonna
good.
say, oh, you mean take away the run at all cost and make Lamar throw the ball more than 25 times? Because this is another one, 21, 16
Right.
for 21. We've been saying it
Exactly. And there's that set
for
again. We say it all the
every
time.
time. It's the craziest thing that sounds so simple to people, and they just go, "Oh, you're just looking at the stats." No, it's an indication of how little he's throwing the ball. And if you really look at it and break it down, right? Like I'm not finna do it right now, but like he doesn't have to throw the ball deep. They're almost never in second
No.
and long, third and long, almost never. So if you force him into that position over and over and over again, at
The
some
time
point
they did
he
that,
has to do
and
it.
I granted the one time they did, he threw a touchdown. It was a real good ass throw. The
Yeah.
first touchdown they did, it was, but other than that, most of the time, if it's 3rd and 10, third and fucking third and I have to pass, then that's when you start like, you might as well just get your punter ready. Tell you, hey, step up, let's go. You about to come up.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what there's not it's Lamar like we need for these guys.
And I'm not trying to hate, but it's
No.
just like it's the same thing.
For
He's the
4
literally the
years
exact
straight.
same player. And people are not. They just think he's getting better. It's like he's not getting better. I'm seeing the same fucking Lamar
Bro,
every year.
he
Like
has Derrick
he's a
Henry.
great player.
Can we really wrap I don't think people are really stopping to wrap their minds around the fact that he has Derrick Henry. We're not talking about just some he got a guy that made a Pro Bowl a couple times. No, this is one of the greatest running backs of all time. that he has in the backfield he can hand it off to 30 times. And we're just okay. Yeah, I bet you any of the top tier quarterbacks that if we gave them Derrick Henry, they would all of a sudden be like, "Hey, this guy, they're winning a lot of games." Yeah, because Derrick Henry has 200 yards every other game. Like, what are we? If you gave Joe Burrow Derrick Henry this year, I bet you they make the fucking playoffs. Like,
Well, the thing about it is, I don't think he fits with Burrow and Mahomes type quarterbacks because we're not trying to. They are the force.
yeah.
We're not trying to limit the force. Lamar's the force, but people are more scared of him because he can run,
Well,
and you put just one of the greatest runners next to him too, with
true.
the RPO action stuff that goes through and things of that nature.
But think
But
about
he
it this
can.
way. Think about it this way. If I give Joe Burrow Derrick Henry, and we get into 3rd and 7 a few times, okay, we got Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
we have Joe Burrow and whatever. Maybe one of the receivers is still there, and all of a sudden you're like, well, this is a pretty good situation too to have Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen. Fuck, even Justin Herbert. Hey, we're in a 3rd down situation. We need you to go throw the ball deep. It's 3rd and 15, multiple times
Yeah,
during the game.
but I
But
just
yeah,
think I just thought the Ravens was the perfect fit because they
oh,
just
it
doubled
is.
down on what they do best
Yeah.
is run, and that's what it went. Then we said at the beginning of the year they just doubled down on what they do best.
And it worked. The read
So it's
option
just
is
like
so scary. It's like, what do you somebody got to take the ball. Who do you want to take the ball? I know one thing. If Buffalo, I guarantee you, I know what Buffalo's going to do. Hey, guess what? We're not. Derrick Henry cannot take the ball in the read option. We want Lamar to run it 15 times in the first half. I want Lamar to take the ball every
every hit.
single time in the first half. Especially if it's
Yeah,
going to be cold. Like, yeah, come on. Oh, well,
yeah.
let's go to the other guy. Broncos Bills. What am I supposed to say? What are we supposed to say about this game?
Like I said before, Josh Allen had no reason to lose this game. Like, and it wasn't even a game. It was a great first drive. The rest of it was the Bills. Like
Peek behind the
when you
curtain.
do,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say when you do a fake punt in the first quarter, second quarter, I forget what it was, in a close game like it was, then that's how I know
You're in a
you
bad
scared.
spot. Yeah.
That shows everything right there to me.
We gotta make this work now, early, because we're screwed.
Yeah, early. Yeah, and that's what it showed. As soon as they did that, I said, I don't even want to watch this game no more. They are scared on the other sideline.
The main thing that, like, to me that stood out was the fact that the time of possession was so lopsided. Like, there's
Mm.
22 plus 17. So you had the Broncos ran 39 offensive plays.
Mm.
Well, not even, because one of those, 39. That's sick. The Bills ran the ball 44 times, just to put that into perspective. The Bills ran the ball more times than the Broncos snapped the ball on offense.
Even made it, but
That's crazy. Like, of course, you guys suck. Your defense can't get a stop. You can't score. You were just out there in the game. Like, that shit was so. The peek behind the curtain I was going to tell people was, the topic I wrote down was, I don't know what the topic of Josh Allen. Josh Allen's good. Like, is that the topic?
right.
What?
Yeah,
It was
I
so
mean,
clear. Like, this was crazy.
we
It was
knew
just a
that.
masterful. Hey, we're just gonna dominate. Just a straight domination. We're just gonna hand the ball off, tick the clock down, and just try to get out of here. Which is what they did. 41
Yeah.
to 18
And
was the time of possession difference. Almost more than double. Like, you're in a bad position.
did the offense even play?
It doesn't feel like
It's
it.
just like,
That's
did
my
y'all
point.
even?
Like, y'all basically didn't.
Bo Nix is probably like I basically didn't even play my first playoff. He barely played a quarter.
Yeah, just barely a quarter. Yeah,
He
worth the
literally
time.
has. He literally has. He literally had. He can literally say, "I didn't even play a full game. My player game don't count. I didn't play the full game."
None of that shit. That shit. It's so ridiculous. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like when you 42-72, almost double the total plays, almost double the total yards, almost double. It was embarrassing. There's no there was no reason they should have lost this game. There's no reason. When they scored the first touchdown, I was like, that's not good. And then instantly they just go down and score. I was like, okay, well, never mind. And then they get a stop, and I was like, okay, yeah, this game's over. As soon as they got the second stop, I was like, yeah, it's over with. You forced a 3 and out on the second drive, like this game's over, like that fast. But that's what happens when you have. I'm starting to advocate or wonder a little bit like, do we need a 7th seed? Do we need that? Can we just have two teams get a bye again? What would be so wrong with that? Like, if the Bengals got in, would have been much better. You know, if the Colts snuck in, would it have been a better game?
If the Bengals, no. I think if the Bengals got in, it would have been. They would have scored more than 7.
They would have scored more. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, they would have definitely scored more.
That's about it.
But would they have been able to get a stop?
No.
So that's your trade-off. A better game.
That is like, no. At least. It would have been 34-27. I don't know. Shit. But I'm guaranteed they would have had the ball. If they would have had the ball for 18 minutes, they would have had 21 points.
Fair. I mean, yeah. So you would have had a better game for sure if you let the Bengals get in. Let's go. This one is the next snooze fest to me. Like, this is the next worst game. Packers-Eagles. The fuck was that? This was the scenario. The one scenario I didn't mention last week was Jalen Hurts plays bad. Jordan Love plays worse. I didn't think about that one. I should have. You kind of were like, yeah.
I think I kind of like Jordan Love is not.
But I didn't expect for Jordan Love to come in here. Well, he went full goofball, man. Well, what else?
Well, it was time. It was goofball clock.
It's been a goofball season. Maybe he'll just be one of those guys. His whole career will be this. Like, he'll have years. Hey, good year, bad year. Good year, bad year. And we'll just see that.
It's going to always be contract year.
Basically, yeah. It's like, hey, well, just don't fuck it up all the time. You can just keep making the playoffs. You can just be a starting quarterback for the next 10 years.
He's going to be just good enough to where Packers fans are going to be delusional about him for another 5-6 years.
Shout out Josh Jacobs though, man. He ran his ass off.
Oh yeah.
He had that crazy run. Like that was the only time I perked up and watched the TV. Like, oh shit, what was that?
Boy was pulling on his t-shirt. I'm like, man, you getting drugged?
He had the dude pulling his t-shirt. Somebody on his back
then
running backwards. Stiff armed the dude.
Then stiff arm homie.
That was a crazy run.
But then homie let Dallas Goedert stick arm him back too. I'm like, bro, how you get stiff arm that many times in the play?
That shit was
like
crazy.
Give up,
but yeah,
or at least grab his arm or something.
Do something. Fight back, nigga. But now that shit, like, this game just didn't do anything for me. Like, for me, I felt so much worse about Jalen Hurts. Like, I don't know how Eagles fans can. There's no way Eagles fans came out of that game and was like, hey, we look all right. No, the fuck you didn't. Jordan left through 4 interceptions and he scored 22 points. Like, there's no what did he have? 13 for 21, 131 yards.
So,
come on, man. It just hand it to Saquon. That's the whole offense.
Yeah. So Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, same.
Right, very close. Very close, yeah. Right. It's the same thing too. Why won't Jordan Love run? He had that one run and he took off. It was like, all right, you just got 11 yards, nice game, ran right up the middle. Hey, why? Why don't you just do that?
Speaking of running, let's quarterbacks running.
Why don't they?
Let's go. No. It's funny because I'm thinking in my head because I was watching the game. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Please, CJ Stroud, learn how to slide. Bro, your knees, you don't slide on your knees. Bro, he did that like 4 times. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You're going to get smacked.
You know who else needs to learn that too? Jalen fucking Hurts. I'm pretty sure that he
Like,
got knocked out in that game when he.
yeah, because they're down. Like, what are we doing? It's
I don't
just
know.
slide.
I don't understand. Jalen
But
Hurts.
CJ Stroud's slide looked like he just like
Yeah,
it's weird. It's like a dive on my knees slide. I'm like, dude, that looks painful when you do that.
he's
Like,
just built funny or something. I don't. You tell me. I know
it's
Jalen
not
Hurts
hard to learn
he's
how to
so
slide
strong.
like you're going into second base. Like, go link up with one of those Houston Astro baseball players
Yep.
and go get on first base and let them teach you how to slide in the second. And
Also, you
trust
know
me,
who else need to know
it'll
that?
help you.
Fucking Lamar. How many times did Lamar just dive head first? One of them he got hit. One of them he tried to do that and lean down and like fall forward, and the dude just pushed him into the ground,
Yeah,
just stuck
I
his
don't
ass,
understand. Like,
and he got up like, ugh, like yeah, bro, you can't just do that. One of these defenders are gonna say, hey, what? Hey, guess what? I don't give a fuck. You're Lamar Jackson. I'm taking a shot,
well,
and
yeah, because as soon as you lower your shoulder, you're
you
technically a runner.
you are
That's why they
free
gave y'all
game.
the option to slide because as soon as you slide, you're down because you're the quarterback.
But nobody wants to
Like,
be Trevor Lawrence. That's what people are scared of. Is I
yeah,
slide and the
but you're
guy
gonna be
says, eh.
more Trevor Lawrence if you lead with your head trying to dive with your like.
Shout out, look,
Yeah, back to the guy.
perfect example. Jalen fucking Hurts. And you know what's funny? Jalen Hurts has the same thing. He just runs to the left. How many times you see Jalen Hurts scramble to the left and go out of bounds and get 1 yard? It's like, damn, bro. The one that I wanted to point out, though, I should have pulled it up. But he was the same thing, scrambling to the left, running, looking, and two dudes tackled him. One threw him to the ground, and he hit his head on the ground and rolled up into a little ball. You remember when he got hit and rolled?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I'd noticed something funny. Like when he rolled up, his arm was just straight out the whole time. After he hit his head and he rolled up, he just had the ball out with his arm straight, and he didn't get up. He didn't stand up on his own. One of the linemen came over and grabbed him by both shoulder pads and pulled him up on his feet. And when he popped up on his feet, he took the ball and he walked the ball all the way to the sideline because it was third down. And I was like, that I don't think you do that if you not concussed. Like if your brain ain't a little mashed potatoes in there. I'm worried about him. I'm actually worried for his health a little bit at this point because that shit like. I don't when you don't see that. You don't see a quarterback on a scramble run, get
Yeah.
hit, and then get up and just walk the ball to the side. I'm pretty sure he threw the ball to his coach, to one of the coordinators just here. Like, bro, where are you at? What did you just do? Are you knocked out? And they didn't take him to the tent. They
I,
showed the replay, and his head smashed off the back of on the ground. They're just like, oh no, he's fine.
but I was listening to his press conference after the game, and I'm just like, he doesn't.
He not right. I don't
It's
see
just like
nobody talking about that.
is bro about to cry? Like I thought he was about to. I'm like, what? I'm confused on his mood right now. Like I don't know. It was something weird when I was listening to the press conference. I said something weird about this press
I already
conference.
told you
Like,
I don't like those type of hey, we're gonna go in here, we're gonna do a good job, and we're gonna everything we need to execute. That's what it's all about is executing it. And then you add a concussion on top of that. You just sound like you don't know what the fuck you saying no more. Hey, we're just gonna come do the right thing, and all we have to do is the right thing every play, and then we can win games. Like, yeah, duh, nigga, what the fuck you mean? I already don't like that shit. But then you just add to it with like you might be rattled a little bit, and I feel bad. AJ Brown out there reading books during the playoffs. That shit look crazy. He got one target. Hey, your guy's brain is fucking macaroni, and you want him to throw you the ball more? No, nigga. We finna hand it to Saquon 47 times. I'm not risking none of that because you know what his default is to just run to the sideline. That's not safe for the dude who just had a concussion.
default is, yeah,
Like, ugh.
yeah, and then just yeah, I don't know. That game is
It was bad. That was the second worst
or
game of the
that
year.
situation
That
was
was the
going like
only
yeah,
thing I could think to even
yeah,
talk about was like, hey, he's getting fucked up. And Jordan Love Jordan Loved all over himself. Just all Jordan Love everywhere. But I mean, and it's
yeah.
fucked up because I will shoot Jordan Love a little bit of bail. All 3 of his receivers got hurt. All 3 of the solid starters got hurt during this game.
Yeah, but that wasn't until the third quarter,
Well, the
though.
last one didn't get hurt till the third quarter, but he had the first one went out in the first half. Another one went out like the third quarter. Yeah, they all went out eventually though. But it was still somewhat, and I guess 10-zip coming out of halftime. But yeah, it was still somewhat close coming out of half, and then they just kind of the Eagles just said, "Oh, we forgot we were actually a good football team here. We're just gonna kick 9 field goals in a row now because our quarterback has a fucking some. Oh no, they didn't. I forgot they did score a touchdown in that second half.
Yeah,
That's
in the
right.
second. I was going to say Dotson scored one in the first.
Yeah, it was like, this is a gross game. Another gross game. Well, no. Should we finish with the good game, or you want to hit the good game now and then finish with another bad one? What do you want to do? You want to have one
Then
little bright spot here?
Yeah. No, we just keep it
Keep
bad.
bad. All right.
Bright spot and then keep bad.
Monday night, Vikings versus Rams. Sam Darnold is who we thought he was. He is who he's always been, and he's seeing ghosts again. 9 sacks. 9.
6 in the first half.
That is so ridiculous, bro. And the fact that people
Bro, I was over.
Go ahead.
I was over in the first half when Justin Jefferson was wide open on the screen route with like 30 yards in front of him, and I'm like, we could have made that pass.
Yeah.
If that was the play. Why didn't you throw? That was the play. I'm just so confused.
How many
That was
times?
all you had to do was hike Justin Jefferson's screen. Even if he lost yards, that was the play. And the one time you didn't throw it, it was a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so good.
How many times did you watch that game and think, throw it? Fuck. Oh, yep, there.
How many times did he get sacked?
9.
9 times.
It was more than
maybe
9
15.
times. I'm about to say probably
maybe
double
15,
20 different times. It just happened to work out a couple of the other ones where you're like, hey, throw the ball. What are you doing?
I don't have to be a sports pundit if y'all want me to be one. And a quarterback or coach or anytime, I didn't even have to play football in my life at all to be like, just throw
you have
to somebody,
throw it.
Please.
Just anybody.
Even to the other team.
Just miss.
Like, just throw it. Like, I don't care
something.
at this point.
Try. Just try to do something. Please.
Except, because I don't think nobody had on their parlays linemen to get sacks.
No.
Like, it was just like, no, I didn't. So, nobody did. Like,
so the question
I'm just so
with the sacks is because there's another, the Rams were solid, you know what I mean? They didn't really have to do much when you have that guy on the other side of the field, but like, is the Rams defense good right now, or is it more Sam Darnold than them actually being good? Because I have a hard time seeing it. Like, I have a hard time looking at the defense and feeling like, okay, they're a really good, solid defense. No, you got Jared Verse, cool.
Jared Verse is nice.
Yeah.
Who didn't I have the Rams winning that division?
I think so. I think you did. Yeah.
Because you had Cardinals.
Yes, sadly. Yep.
And I had the. It was either Rams or Seahawks.
I think you had Rams in the beginning of the year, though.
I had the Rams in the playoffs, though. I know for sure.
We'll have to go back. I still haven't went back. I'll have to go back this week and look through.
Because I think it was all focused on offense. But regardless, the Rams got the best position that the Rams need. I think they did exactly what they needed to do. Like, I think that defense is good enough to play against the Eagles next week. And if anybody wants my early takeaway for the playoffs, I think the Rams beat the Eagles this week.
You think? To me, again, it's all dependent on Hurts.
That's my take. Hey, listen to me. I think 5. How many games was it this weekend?
6,
8, 6. I was 5-1 because I think we both picked the Vikings.
Yeah, we did. We easily too. That's the sad part.
Yeah, we did say it. So 5-1. So thank you.
I mean, hey,
So
when you got it right, you got it right.
I'm taking the Rams. I think a young defense. I think a young defense is different from a young offense when you're going into the playoffs. When you talk about momentum,
Yeah, yeah,
because a young defense, I think they thrive off of it. And especially in the playoffs, and it just helps them even more. A young offense, they kind of get big because offensive players are big headed anyway,
true,
so they still
true.
get full of themselves. So now the young offense is full of themselves, and they start making young player mistakes. I don't. I think they got the right young players in the right position on that defense to go against. What's Philly gonna do if they double down on the run? Because Jalen Hurts obviously can't run no more. So now all we gotta do is make sure Saquon don't go off.
I
What
think
is we gonna
I think that's
do?
tough
You trust
with
Jalen
the.
Hurts throwing for 35 times?
No, I think they're gonna.
30
I
times.
think they're gonna run it. I don't think the
So
Rams
they're gonna
defense is gonna be good enough to. I mean, the Vikings in this game had 100 yards running, basically averaging 5 yards a carry.
yeah, because they didn't just the reason why they had 100 yards running because pin they couldn't just go strictly pass because the strictly pass was the reason why they was
They was getting
losing.
killed. True, that's a good point.
So they had to mix in runs to open up stuff to make it easier for Darnold.
I just have a hard time seeing the Eagles' offensive line getting killed. There's no way they get killed like that. Not even close. They're
I,
more likely to
well,
dominate
no,
the
no, no.
Eagles or
I'm
the
not.
Rams than anything else, in my
Well, I'm
opinion.
not saying they're gonna get killed, but I'm also saying I don't think.
You think they can ride the wave of the success that the Rams defense has had and kind
Right,
of take
because
carry it into that game?
what did the Packers do? What was the score of the Eagles Packers game again?
10-22.
10-22. Okay, and Jordan Love
Have 4 picks.
went
And they
right.
still only scored 22
Uh,
points. Yeah.
I don't think Matthew Stafford go. If anybody know Matthew Stafford in the playoffs, his last six playoff games, I don't think he throws four picks.
That's a good, yeah. Especially, well,
Yeah,
we'll
so
get to those picks. We'll get to, hold on.
right, so four picks and you Justin Herbert threw four picks and Houston got 30, and y'all got 22 points. I mean, granted, some of well, it was like a pick six or something in there, but
Yeah.
still, I don't know. I think it's gonna be way close. People writing off the Rams like, oh, good win against them, but I don't think you got a chance against the Eagles. I really do think they do.
I still lean more towards it being more Sam Darnold's fault than the Rams are that, especially on the defensive side. I just don't think they're that good. 9 sacks and a pick and all that. That's craziness. Like that's a guy giving up
Uh,
basically.
I don't know. You could say it's Sam Darnold's fault, but you could also say some of those sacks was the offensive line fault just
Oh
because that
yeah,
D line was going
yeah,
crazy
for
on them.
sure.
And then, I mean, yeah, like missing throws and things like that. Obviously, Sam Darnold, there he missed some throws across the middle. Like I said, the screenplay that could have opened stuff up. So yeah, and he missed Aaron Jones a lot on
And just
out the backfield.
holding the
Like,
ball. You are playing against a solid defensive line. You don't have 4 or 5 seconds like you've probably had all season to just find Jefferson down there somewhere. You just don't have that right now. And it's like he just couldn't compute, hey, I just don't have
I,
3, 4, 5 seconds at a time in the
but
pocket.
I just don't think if the Rams. I see a scenario where the Rams get the ball first, score first, stop the Eagles, go up two possessions, and force the Eagles to do some shit they ain't never did before. And then that's when everybody's gonna talk about how they went away from Saquon and Jalen Hurts threw the ball 32 plus times. I can see a scenario like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then we asking what happened, and then it's just like, well, even though we threw the ball 30 times, AJ Brown still only got five catches because well, because half of it was over his head because he's getting. I don't know. I see something like that with this game. Like you play against Matthew Stafford in the playoffs, he's going to want to have a shootout. McVay's going to want to have a shootout.
Yeah.
They're planning for. I don't know.
So you
It's going
you
to be that
you
game.
believe in the Rams defense then?
I believe
That they
in them
can
more as a team right now with vibes, defense, and everything. if my
Oh,
star receiver's reading on the sideline saying, "I'm
that's
not
not
mad,
good.
I'm just reading to help me
That's not a
calm
good
down."
sign.
No, we seen you're mad, bro. Nobody
Of
pulls the
course. Don't play in our face like that.
you're
That's so
mad, bro.
silly.
I'm not. We're not done. You're mad. We seen the big sigh when you pull the book out. Like, oh, let me pull this motherfucker out before I slap niggas.
Yep.
Like that was that type of sigh. So it's okay, bro. We all mad for you.
Yeah.
As legal sports bettors now, we're mad too.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the one
So
good game, the one shining beacon of light last weekend. Sunday Night Football. The Commanders versus the Buccaneers. Oh, it was so nice to just have a game that you can watch start to finish
and not know who wins.
and not just be like, oh, this game's over in the first quarter, in the second quarter. Like, it was so nice. Yeah, Commanders won 23-20.
So
The I'll the Buccaneers should have won the damn game. The
okay,
one
okay.
thing that I said was that I think Baker can hold it together a little more. He's been to the playoffs a few times. He's been around the way. He should be able to be a veteran and don't fuck up the game. And guess what he did right in the fourth quarter, right when your defense just made a goal line stand to stop the Commanders. Guess what he did? Fumbled the ball. Now, some people have been
I know
saying,
what he did.
there are people out there who have been saying, hey, the center has been bad all night. If you watch that play again, it could have been a little bit of bad timing with the snap to
Right,
him to trying to turn around, and he was supposed to fake the pitch and bring it back in, but because the timing, the guy McMillan was in a weird spot, so he loses grip of the
right.
ball. Regardless, I don't give a fuck. You lost the fucking ball after your defense just went and did
Mm.
that, and that's the game right there. Because the last two possessions, Jaden Daniels and the Commanders didn't do nothing.
Mm.
You had two straight possessions where the defense stood tall and got you the ball back, and one you did nothing with it and gave it right back, and the next you fumble it.
So basically, what I said
Baker
came
fucked
true.
me over. That's what Baker.
And but we had the whole thing. I was like, I
Yeah,
think I trust Jaden in this game
and
more.
you
And you
was
was
right.
like, no. And
You was right.
so it's just like I'm just basking in my glory right now because so
And I'll
we
take
watch but we watch football a lot.
yes.
We I feel like we watch it and study it way more than the
Most people,
average
yeah.
fan and things like that.
Then a
That's why we
casual,
don't
yeah.
tend to have right. We tend to don't have arguments with people who just casual fans because
Mm-hmm.
when we start actually bringing facts out, they just go
It gets
to
yeah.
just nonsense arguments, as in like we how many Super Bowl rings does he have or things like that because you can't have an actual argument. So it was it was it was bound. I said it's a track record. I said Baker was doing good. I said yes, granted Baker's doing good, but I just I just knew something. And to be honest, I didn't even, I wouldn't care if Baker won because I like Baker. I want to see the Baker do good and things like that. I like his story and things like that. But Jaden is he got some weird. That's why I picked him at the beginning of the year. I said the same thing at the beginning of the year when I seen him in preseason. I was like, it's preseason, but it's something weird about how he's playing and how he's operating in the pocket that is different from all these other
Mm-hmm.
running backs. Like when he runs because that's the play, or literally like or literally
With
there's
a
no other
purpose.
option, and I'm right.
Yeah.
It's just with a purpose. Like I'm running because the play broke down, and there it is. All the other rookies look like they trying to run for
It's
their
run
lives. Like
first. Yeah.
they're scampering. It looks like more of a scamper. Like oh, I got to get out of here.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels look like
Okay,
okay,
this is the play
here,
to
here,
take.
boom, bow.
Yep.
Like and it's
It's
more
almost, dare I
smooth. It's like
say, Mahomes esque.
nah, I'll never put nobody in that category until it has
I think just in
like
terms of picking, hey, okay, run now. I'm running because that's the play, not because I'm reverting back to my natural state, which is just run around
right,
and be a better athlete. He's running because, like,
right,
hey, it's man. Everybody took off. nobody's here. Everybody's covered.
Right.
Take off. Get
I,
6-7 yards. Get
I,
down.
I see
Or
all the
not get
DBs
down.
back turn. I see all the DBs back turn, so I know it's man. I'm getting out of here. I get 12 yards.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
12 yards before anybody see me. And then now I'm Jaden Daniels. I'm an actually good runner,
Yep.
and I can get.
I can make
If
something
Mahomes
happen.
can do that and get 20 yards, he can get 40 easily just off the
Mm-hmm.
rip, like because he's fast and shifty.
Yep.
So it's just like, and then he's poised in the pocket. He can just. I think he's gonna be real scary once he gets some weapons around that man.
Just
Like
one more.
Terry is good. One more receiver,
It's going to be tough.
mm. A younger tight end because Zach Ertz is getting a little older. I don't know.
I specifically want to
That
see
that that
like a T. Higgins light, like somebody big that can catch over the middle for him. So you have like that threat also, like a bigger body than McLaurin. Because
right,
McLaurin makes all the crazy contested catches and all that, but I want to see
right.
somebody like just throw a dart right to his chest and he can bring it in.
Like a Nico.
Like Nico, yeah. But just like, not you don't even got to
Yeah.
be that good. You ain't got to be close to that good. Can you be
Or like even like a Juju.
40%? Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Juju Smith, like the Super Bowl year. Like, can you just be that? Can you go? Just need you to get 500-600 yards and just be the second option and just be a big body that's just making catches. Because having the tight end is cool, but I feel like having a solid tight end is more like sprinkles on the ice cream. You know what I mean? Like icing on the cake more than like, let's have some extra cake here. Like a second big body receiver, I feel like would be like so just perfect. But I was wrong, man. Fuck. I let the little stretch. I want to go back to what I was saying. That like the Kingsbury slide. I'm wondering now if it wasn't the slide as much as he had a fucking bruised ribs for 6 weeks. He was hurt. It could have just been as simple as that. He was just hurt and he wasn't playing at the same level as he was, and now he's healthy and he's right back to that same level of, hey, I'm making the reads. If it's one read, it definitely doesn't seem like it's still just one read now because he's standing back there in the pocket a little more and just executing. But it's like, yeah, like I think in that little slide was also while being hurt was a slight readjustment period to, hey, we're gonna open things up more. Like you handled it. You handled the first thing. People might have been figuring this out a little bit. You're dinged up now. On top of all that, let's open the playbook up. Yeah, little struggles here and there, and then wow, now he caught back up, and now you get this where he's killing shit. And to be fair though, they had a stretch in there, especially the second half where it was
I
a
just
little.
hope Kingsbury stays in Washington.
You think he stays? I mean, yeah, I don't think anybody's making him a head coach or nothing. So yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah, oh man, I just feel bad. I feel bad for the Bucks because also I think this was another one of those games where, what was their time of possession? I think it was another weird one. Yeah, not as bad, 35-24, but the plays is also 69-44. Total plays is also another one of those where you just like, ugh, like wait, you guys just didn't have the ball as much. Which, to their credit, that means the Buccaneers defense was stepping up a lot more than the offense was helping them out. Like, that's it. Just Baker. It really just came down to Baker. He only threw the ball 18. He was 15 for 18. So it's like, it's really right there. Like, you just needed to step up and be just a little bit better. And this game probably goes slightly differently. But, nope. Jaden Daniels take over. So we're having some difficulties. Let's jump to the pick side and start getting through some of these games. We'll save the best for last. So let's start Eagles Rams. Obviously, you picking. It sounds like you picking the Rams easily.
I am. Yeah. No, wait. I don't ever do easily in the playoffs.
Sounds like easily. That's what it felt like.
But I think what's easy? What's the definition of easy?
For me, it's more than 14. Anything more than 14, that's you in the play in the playoffs especially.
I don't think they win by more than 14, but they win.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go Eagles. Just because I think the Rams. We're gonna look and be like, oh shit, like the Rams defense sucks. We forgot. Like you had Sam Darnold everywhere, and I just don't think the Rams defense hasn't been that good all year. They've had moments, but just consistently that good, I just don't see it. Especially against the Eagles' offensive line, the best offensive line in the league, and Saquon. You had Aaron Jones running for 4 yards a clip. What do you think Saquon's going to do? And they're going to give it to him 30 times. Don't
Yeah, well, last
mistake
time
it.
they played, he had like 200,
That's what I'm saying.
200
Don't
max.
get a mistake. They are going to hand it to him 25, 30
Oh yeah,
times. So I
they
think
will.
it's going to be tough for them to really hold on past that. So yeah, that's the easy one because we basically talked about it already. Lions Commanders. How do you feel about Lions Commanders?
Oh man, it sucks because this is my sneaky team. And my sneaky team made it farther than a lot of people's sneaky
Yeah.
team. I don't know
Oh
who else
yeah.
had that. So
I said, just don't bring the Cardinals into this, please. Don't do it.
I
I can feel it.
mean, who am I to go against the team that I had faith in before? So you know what? It's gonna be a Rams Commanders NFC Championship, y'all.
Ooh, that'll be nice though. I want that to happen. I
It's gonna be it. Rams Commanders NFC Championship.
so what makes you feel? What makes you? What's a game for the Commanders where they win? What do you foresee like is most likely out of this matchup?
I mean,
Just getting a shootout and Jaden
well,
Daniels just
like no, because I don't think they need a shootout. I think they need that offense is hard to stop, but it might have to be a shootout. But if they could possibly get to golf, keep it because the Bucks was a high power offense this year too. People
yeah,
fail to
for
realize they
sure.
was scoring a lot and throwing a lot this year too, and the Commanders just kept it close all game and squeaked
Mm-hmm.
out a win. So just keep it close, and then let Jaden Daniels squeak out the win again.
Did Baker lead the
Yeah,
league in touchdowns? Second. He was second. He was tied with Lamar, but he also had 16 interceptions. That's crazy.
right. But he led the league in passing yards, did he not? Or some top five at least.
Nah,
He
Joe
averaged
Burrow
a
had
lot.
both, but he was
Oh
he
yeah,
was
yeah, that's
third in
right, bro.
yards, second in touchdowns. So he was right there. He was the next, right
So they
behind
had
Burrow.
a high flying offense.
Yes,
So
yeah, second best passing offense in the league.
right. So I mean, keep it close.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels play smart, limit the turnovers, keep it close, and then you never know. Jared Goff might golf it up. Never. So,
boy. Oh
but
man,
I got Commanders.
I want the Commanders to win. I would like a Rams Commanders NFC Championship would be fun. I think I hate picking chalk here for both games,
Mhm.
for almost every game, damn near at this point. But like, I, I it's tough for me to not go Commander just because I think how are they gonna? It's a shootout. But then if I think about it, Lions in a shootout, I have to lean Lions in a shootout. You know what I mean? It's just
All right.
I don't see the Lions getting many stops. I don't think they're going into this game thinking we're gonna hold them to under 14. So basically, we're gonna be in probably a 30 to 40 point shootout with this Commanders team because if we can't stop anybody, we haven't stopped anybody for the whole second half of the year. They threw
Right.
whatever what did Jared Goff do? Threw 5 picks, whatever that whole
And
the
still won.
and still won. So it's like I think there's that. I think this is a game like that where we look up and we go, how the Lions weren't supposed to win that game. I think that's what we end up with, where it's like they just barely squeak by in the shootout, and we go, wow, look how good Jaden Daniels is. Also, the Lions should have lost, but they went on. They got a 4th and 3 converted in the fourth quarter, and that's how they win the game. Some weird ending like that. I don't think the Commanders go out getting stomped, which I mean, but it's
No.
possible. It's very possible the Lions
I
just come
mean,
out. We look up and it's 24-0 going into halftime. We're like, wait,
yeah, but
what's going
and
on?
and, and if it's 24 to zip, then it's probably turnovers involved
Yeah. But Dane Daniels doesn't
because I
really
don't
turn the
see
ball
them.
over.
Right. That means it fumbles from running backs, fumbles from receivers,
Mm-hmm.
drop drop passes that turn to picks, or maybe he just might throw a pick. I don't
Yeah,
know,
just straight up
but
throw
I just
some.
feel like but I just don't feel like he's like turnover
No, he's
machine
not
like
turnover
that.
prone for sure. Yeah.
So I just don't think I don't. I think they keep it close and James squeaks it out.
I think they keep it close and in a crazy shootout. This could be one of those where like one of those classics where it's like they both score 45 and up and we're just like what the fuck is going on? Like whoever has the ball last wins.
Basically,
One of those type of
it was
games.
the Chiefs Patriots AFC Championship game,
Man, or the
or Rams
Chiefs
Chiefs
Rams
Monday night
Rams Chiefs.
game.
Oh man, that was the craziest. All right. So right now you got Rams, I got Eagles, you got Commanders, I got Lions, and now we get to the real the real conference.
Right, the one that actually makes that's gonna get the ratings.
Yeah. So we'll start with the banger, right? Bills, Ravens. I have a take separate from my prediction that I want to get off of here real quick. I think whoever wins this game is actually in a much worse situation narratively for like sports talk and all that stuff because whoever wins this game, we're gonna anoint them the
Yeah,
best. And if that
between
person,
them two.
yeah, and if that person goes and loses to the Chiefs and Mahomes again, they're gonna get dragged more than the other person that loses this game is gonna get dragged.
Well, I don't think they discredit them. To at this point, you don't get discredit.
Oh
Well,
no, you will.
only those three quarterbacks get discredit.
You will
But
for
that's
sure.
you only use that argument when you're talking about the other quarterback
But
though.
think about it. If either
So
one of them lose to Mahomes in the AFC Championship again,
right, but that's a different argument than if Bills fans is arguing with Ravens fans, and if the
oh
Bills win,
yeah,
they gonna be like, "Well,
we
we
beat
beat y'all." And
y'all.
they're like, "But you lost to Mahomes again." It's just
Yes.
like, "Well, we still beat y'all though."
But
So it's just
I just
like,
mean in like a national, the people on TV, ESPN doing podcasts, all those people are gonna kill whoever loses to the Chiefs. Like if one of y'all go, like they'll drag them for this week, and then we'll get to the AFC Championship. And if they lose to the Chiefs,
well,
they're gonna be like, well, we really can't trust you more than the other one.
well, you know why? It's because either one of those teams are going to be favored in the AFC Championship game. That's going to be if the Chiefs win or when the Chiefs win in Arrowhead. And that would be dumb for Vegas to do, open up the lines with the Chiefs not favored
Oh
at home in the
please.
AFC Championship
I
game
will be waiting with
because
my finger on the button when that shit opens up to just put
I
all
not
my
even
money
as a
down on it.
better, I would be scared as a Raven or a Bill because it's just like, oh, we're going to the
Hope
AFC Championship game in Arrowhead and they're the underdogs.
that's sick. The one
Uh,
seed.
I would be pissed. I'm sure Pat will be mad. I'm sure Trav will have
I'm sure they
something to say.
mad
And you
now.
know that, and you know they're gonna win, and then they're gonna win the game, and that's the first thing they're gonna say at the press conference when they win the AFC Championship game against one of them. It's just like we at home, y'all still doubted this.
Crazy. All right, well
Like
let's pick Bills
so,
Ravens. Let's get back. I personally I ha, I'm picking the underdog in this one. Well,
I
not they're not the underdog. Technically they're favored, but they're the lower seed. I don't see how the Ravens have to win this. If they lose, it's because Lamar did something. He fucked it up. That's the only way I can see. He just throwing picks,
do the
fumbling.
Ravens have to?
Oh,
I don't know because I think I, everybody, I've been asked this question so many times, and I still don't know the answer. I still ain't even. I tried to think so many times who's gonna win. Even when I'm betting, I'm looking at the game. I'm just like, I don't know how it's gonna go. And then even then, I'm sitting in my room. I don't like, how is this game gonna go? I wanna have a smart take for one of the teams, but I can't. It's just like
it's tough.
I want the Ravens to win, but I think the Bills gonna win. I don't want
Oh.
to play the Bills. I don't
Now,
think I want to play the
to
Bills.
be fair,
Like as a Chiefs fan.
I have the Bills in a teaser at plus 8.5.
Oh wait, that's gonna hit.
So that's why, like, to me, it's a close game, and the Ravens win. If it's not, I think it's on Lamar. I just don't like the Bills. We just forget the Bills' defense is not that great, it's really the
Right.
Josh Allen show. But you can't have what they've been doing. Ball control. We're gonna hold the ball and we're gonna let Josh Allen do Josh Allen stuff when
Well,
we need him to. You can't really do that against the Ravens, who are better at doing that than you.
but the thing is are the Ravens coaching staff, offensive coaching staff, whoever called plays and things like that, are they going to change who they are because they are playing against Josh Allen? Or they just going to like let it fly
Well,
and
that
see how it goes?
I think the thing is with the way the Bills have been playing, you don't have to do that. They haven't really been high flying, sling the ball around. They've been running the ball,
But
running
what's
the
crazy,
clock down, and
but they can
they
though.
can. But I guess that's how does this go? Like, to me, this is one of those games. It's just like you said with the other game. Like, how is the first quarter go? How does the first two possessions go? If we end up,
Right.
if Ravens got the ball 0-7 zip, and they get the ball back on their second possession, and they just stop the Bills from scoring, it's going to be a long day for the Bills. But if you
Yeah,
telling
it will
me
be.
Ravens get the ball back and it's 7-7, now we're, you know what I mean? Now we're like,
It's
okay,
a game. I think it's going to be a
now,
game.
yeah,
Yeah.
now we're talking about something serious. So it's really like you said, it's tough to really pick because these are the two of the best teams in the league,
Right.
like and two of the best quarterbacks in the league, and it's a matchup. It's rough. It's rough. I just think the Ravens have more of a complete team. Derrick Henry. It's really Derrick Henry. I don't think the Bills can
Yeah.
stop Derrick Henry. That's really what. And I think the Ravens can stop Josh Allen more than the Bills can stop Derrick Henry and Lamar if he gets on a heater, or just doesn't play
Right.
bad. All you have to do is just not play bad. I think that's it. Just as long as Lamar doesn't play bad, if he plays like he played against the Steelers, they're winning. Like I don't see how they lose.
Yeah.
But it's Lamar. So how many times
I
have we
don't
seen
know.
that? And you go play the Colts last year, and all of a sudden you got two fumbles and two picks, and you lose to the Colts in overtime. Like, how many times do we see that? You lose to the Browns this year. Perfect example. How? I don't know. It just happens. It could happen here though too. It's the playoffs. This is when it happens the most for him.
Right.
So that's the scary part for my end. Picking the Ravens is just he could go back, he could fall. This is the big game. If you're gonna take the next step, this is the big game that you have to show up and win. That's it. And you're just like, nah. I trust Josh Allen too much.
I, I don't know, man. It ain't like they both got two like outstanding playoff track records to where I can just lean on those either. So it's just
Very
like
true.
it's literally just the same team, same quarterback, playoff, not quarterback as in like regular season, but playoff quarterback, same. Just like,
Yep.
and isn't this their first time meeting in the playoffs?
I think they met one time before, actually. Let me look it up.
No, they never met. I can't because the Bills maybe they had
2022.
to. Yeah, I would say they
2022,
had to. Yeah.
Bills beat the Ravens by 3. Damn, my shit just. That definitely froze up. God damn.
Yeah, I'm about to say they had to meet because we always on the other side, and we always play one of them in the AFC
Mm-hmm.
Championship or
Yep.
the Braves. Yeah, so
Fourth
yeah,
down stop, last second kick. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ravens didn't score the whole second half. I remember that.
mm.
They just stopped. That's when it, and that's when, and Lamar had 2 picks, and somebody fumbled. I was about to say it wasn't him, but somebody fumbled the ball. So yeah, it was
Probably Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, one of the two.
Marcus Williams. Wait, isn't that a fucking defense? That's a safety. Oh, okay. Never mind. That was a recovery. So just 2
No,
picks.
I'm about to say
But
Marcus.
to me, that's the thing. Does Lamar get in his brain? I have to show them that I'm just like them. I'm just like Josh Allen. I'm just like Mahomes. I'm just like Burrow. I can throw the ball 40 times and make some stupid, silly decisions where he checks out of plays where he's supposed to run, but now he's throwing it just because. To me, that's the scary part. That's what scares me of like, fuck. Like, that's why I put the Bills in a teaser. Hey, just don't lose by don't lose by
Nah,
9 or more. Just lose by a touchdown. That feels like the safe version. Because I think they can win. I think the Bills can definitely win. That's the part. Like, this is it. This is the big game. This might be the biggest. It's funny because out of all of these games and whatever matchups we can see in the next round in the Super Bowl, this is still going to be the bigger game.
Right.
Unless, Chiefs, whoever wins this and plays the Chiefs, obviously, but like, I don't think people are as hyped for that as we are, like Chiefs fans. Right. I don't think most people are hyped to see the Chiefs at all in the playoffs. People are just ready to get rid of them. So like, this is the game.
Right.
So good luck to you guys, because whoever
both teams.
If one of y'all don't make it to the Super Bowl, everybody getting dragged. Everybody's getting dragged if y'all both don't make it. So it don't even matter. We'll think there's a version where all three of the top three guys get dragged. Like Bills, the Chiefs beat both of them, go to the Super Bowl again, but Mahomes doesn't play good the entirety of the playoffs. Everybody getting dragged in. Josh Allen's getting dragged, Lamar's getting dragged, Mahomes is getting dragged, everybody's geting dragged except Joe Burrow. Everybody like, well, if Burrow he would have played good in the playoffs.
He would have went to the Super Bowl and won by 40. It's like,
stop it. Last game we got Chiefs Texans. Come on now. All right, that's the show, guys. Think not.
Right.
Like, come on now. What do you think? Like, what do we beat them already? Oh, did you know that the Texans should have beat the Chiefs when they played earlier this season if Tank Dell didn't get hurt? Did you know that happened? Because I didn't. Mm-hmm. I don't remember that.
I also know the Chiefs should have been 7-10 this year if it wasn't for all the lucky stuff that happens.
Oh,
like blocking a field goal is lucky.
Wait a second. I just want to also say, if a referee came off the field and gave a hug and a kiss to Patrick Mahomes, the whole world would have ended. I just want to point that out. The ref came.
Nobody want to talk about that.
My bad, bro. We gonna get him next time. We got him. We got you. We got you, brother. Pat him on the back. No. It's all good. We gonna get you. Come on. The ref. The man looked like a little mafia. Mob boss with his coat on, sitting there on the sideline, minding his business. The ref came all the way over to say something.
You just text me on my daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
My daughter's wedding, asking me for something. Huh? Like, come on, bro. That's sick, man. But yeah, Chiefs over the Texans. It was not a they almost won last game. That's not what happened. The game was never really never was truly in question.
No, not really.
No. Like, what are we talking about? It was 6.
I'm not.
It was 24-16 going into the fourth quarter. Both teams only kicked a field goal. Like, what are we talking about, bro? It was a 10-point lead, the whole game. A 2-score lead the whole game is not in question. They should have won, but Tank Dell got hurt. That's not how that works. Yeah.
Listen.
We both got Chiefs, I'm assuming, so hey.
Yeah, of course. I've just been talking about this game so much. It's just yes, we can't count out Houston. They're a playoff team in the divisional round. We get it. We played them earlier in the season, and some people think they should have won. Okay.
Sure.
But I don't think people really understand football or nuances of football and things like that. Do everybody understand that there's a whole playbook for D-Hop and Hollywood Brown that the league ain't seen yet? Because Hollywood Brown just came back and we limited D-Hop snaps for trade for a pick purpose for the draft. Or we just not. Oh, and then
and how
did y'all not see how
does Xavier Worthy have that he's been running in practice for 8 months, and they have not run that play one time yet? And wait till he gets in the huddle and he hears, "Wait, we running that? Oh shit, I'm gonna run."
Or the simple fact that
crosser burn everybody.
We finally seen what the Chiefs can do with Xavier Worthy when we don't have to have him as our receiver.
That's true. That's no.
Hey guys, Line up slot, be a gadget guy. Come line up as a running back. Come back do here because we got D Hop, Travis, and Hollywood lined up, and then Juju, whoever else want to make their move.
I just don't. How does a team lose one game and somehow they're not good? How does that happen? What type of matrix are we living in right now? Nobody
This
said the Patriots weren't good when they were winning or having their struggles. Nobody said they weren't good. We're just people are saying the Chiefs aren't good. They're fifth. They won 15 games.
and it's crazy
Like
is how we used to do that. They not good. They only beat up on bad teams, and
no,
look what they do against the good teams, and you can't even say that against the Chiefs.
no. They played
It's just like
8 games against playoff teams, or no, more than that, 11.
the only team they lost to is the Bills. Everybody else they played on is just look their schedule up and see who's in the playoffs, who they played against, and they beat them, except the Bills.
They played 9 games against playoff teams. And they really only lost one because the other Broncos game, that doesn't count. That's the backups. So you're talking
I
about
didn't count
7-1 against playoff teams, but they played an easy schedule. All right, more than half of our games are against teams that are in the playoffs that made the playoffs. Like, stop. We just gotta. We'll see. We got this
But
week.
the thing
Won't do
about
it.
it,
This week's not going to do it for people. It has to be the AFC Championship. It has to be Lamar or Josh Allen. That's the only way. And even when they win that, if Mahomes doesn't play good, people are like, "Oh, they're still not that good." It's crazy. The defense doesn't matter. This is the only team that defense and running doesn't matter. Like, it's so sick. Like
I don't think people have they not learned about like a mad Mahomes, a possessed Mahomes, playoff Mahomes, things of
they
that
can't. They
nature.
keep talking crazy, so they must
You want to,
understand.
how disrespected Mahomes is gonna get once one of them walk into the AFC Championship game knowing they're the MVP and X, Y, and Z. He already didn't get a Pro Bowl. He's not an All Pro. We don't have any All Pros on. Well, we got
We
lineman
only
and
got
Chris Jones.
two Pro Bowlers. Kelsey and Chris Jones. Is that the only Pro Bowlers?
Mm,
5. Trent McDuffie, Nick Bolton.
McDuffie, yeah.
No,
No, no,
because they're
Nick didn't make it.
alternates. So we only have 2 true Pro Bowlers because Nick Bolton, Trent McDuffie, Mahomes are all first alternates. So they're not even real Pro Bowlers. So we only got 2. Travis Kelsey, Chris Jones. That's what you're telling me. Chris Jones didn't even play good. Chris Jones ain't even been good this year.
He's just um his presence says a lot for our D line though.
Wait. Hold on. Oh, okay, it's 5. It's 5. Creed, Chris Jones, Travis Kelsey, Trey Smith, Joe Tooney.
That's what I said, 3 linemen.
3 linemen is crazy. How did Chris Jones make it as a starter in the Pro Bowl?
That run defense is led by somebody.
That's a good point. Yeah, and he's getting the most attention. So
I mean, they are clogging those holes out there, boy. That run defense. So
yeah, we. How much
that
you want us to say? What do you want us to say? Chiefs. Look back there. Come on now.
I mean, we usually got Chief gear on today, but
Yeah.
we don't even have it on today.
For
But
some reason,
you
we
know
both
what
have
it
green on. That's weird.
is.
That's just
Who,
odd.
yeah, 2 random people both got teal. Like, who the hell
Boy,
wakes up and want to put teal and shit on? But yeah, it's just same old, same old.
same
Another
shit.
Chiefs week. Like
Come
what Nick
back
Wright said
next.
today.
Yeah, good.
The
What?
Chiefs season don't start until the
Yeah, to the
AFC
AFC
Championship,
Championship. That shit
and they're
so
7-3 in
crazy.
Pat Mahomes' career in his regular in his season.
That's so wild, man. Yeah, that's come back next week, and we'll talk about what happened with the Chiefs. Then we'll break that all the way down. How about that?
All the way.
We'll have fun with
Good
that,
and the bad.
boy. So I hope you
Hopefully
guys,
there ain't no bad, so we can just break down all the good.
man. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed giving it to you, and we will see you next week. Oh, also, You rooting for Ohio State, right? Monday.
Oh yeah.
You
I
gotta
guess that
be.
is a thing now,
You
huh?
have to. You have to root for Ohio State. So you can be like, at least we lost to the champions. You gotta have
I
that
would,
in
I
your
would
pocket.
root for the team that's like the clear cut favorites.
I mean, that's true too. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a yeah. I don't even have to. I know they're gonna win. Like
The other
if they
thing,
lose to Notre Dame, I think that'll be the biggest
that'd be
blunder
a crazy
in
upset.
the national championship history.
Uh,
Like Notre Dame with uh, Riley Leonard throwing for 120 yards and winning would
I'd
blow
be
my
mad
fucking.
for you because like, how did we lose to Ohio State who just did that? Like, come on, bro. It's
I
no
would say
way.
the same thing.
It's sick.
But shots, you know what else? Before we leave, Quinn Ewers, sneakies, and entered the NFL draft. Why?
Did he?
I don't
Oh
know what to
wow.
see. Yeah, and they got him as the fifth quarterback prospect.
So
So third round.
I was about to say third or fourth round probably because if they're saying the quarterbacks aren't that good this year, I guess somebody could be like, hey, let's take him second round. You
No,
could have, but a team like the Steelers, I could see a team. That's a Steelers move
that's
right there. Like, hey, let's
so that
take
means
Quinn
he
Ewers.
turned down either teams didn't really give him a good NIL like he thought,
Or he stunk
or
it up.
scouts was like, you probably need to come out this year because who's coming out next? Like maybe it's a draft class. Next year's draft class is better, and they was like, you probably have a better chance this year
Yeah, sheesh.
because I don't even know whose next year's draft class is, but
I don't know either. Well, so the last thing I wanted to say was Victor Wembanyama. All right, the shit didn't shut down. All right, we good. Because
oh, okay,
last episode, as soon as I
yeah.
mentioned his name, everything started turning off. Our cameras turned off. Everything got crazy.
Man,
But that shit was funny as hell. So yeah, come back next week.
that's the. I have some medals for y'all too.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.